Immanuel Quickley went from losing to his mom in one-on-ones to being the saving grace of an entire NBA organization, thanks to the unique mantra he lives his life with. First, let's check out how his mom got the best of him. Number 7. Immanuel Quickley's early life. Immanuel Jalen Quickley was born June 17, 1999 in Havre de Grace, Maryland. His parents are Nitrice and Marcellus Quickley, and he has 2 siblings. His mother, Nitrice, was a former basketball player for Maryland's Harford Community College and then Morgan State. She is the one who taught Quickley how to shoot free throws, how to bend his knees and follow through. She even calls IQ her mini-me. After her playing career ended, she went into teaching. She has worked at the school for 22 years as an English teacher and has also served as the free throw shooting coach for the school basketball team. While IQ's dad, Marcellus, is very religious, he did play a big role in IQ's faith. However, his dad only recently started watching his son play. According to reports, he never saw his son play initially due to his religious nature. Quickley also has fond memories of his grandmother, Ellen Hamilton, and his grandpa, Marion Hamilton. In fact, his grandma still saves him leftovers whenever she cooks, writing her nickname for him on the plastic container, the Chosen One, while his grandpa still insists on dropping off his favorite childhood juices like Welch's Grape and Ocean Spray Cran Grape to IQ whenever he comes to see him play or spend some time with him. Growing up, Quickley was always taught to be humble and have faith in his journey, but his passion of the game of basketball allowed him to come out of his shell and really show the world who he is. Number 6. Basketball obsession. At first, he did need someone to push him, and luckily his mom was there for him. She even literally threw ice-cold water on his face when he wouldn't get out of bed. But once he was up, he would spend hours playing with his mom one-on-one. Even though he'd lose, it didn't deter him, but she knew that IQ's own passion for the game was beginning to grow when he began to wake up at 6 in the morning all by himself. In fact, he would be the one waking his mom up to come play. But we doubt he ever threw water on her. IQ began seeing the fruits of his labor early on. When he was a 5th grader playing rec ball, his mother needed to tell him to take it easy on the other kids because he was already so much better than his peers. But Quickley rarely listened. Instead, his competitive spirit would get the best of him and he would easily beat the other kids. While attending the John Carroll School, IQ had a breakout sophomore campaign and averaged 17.7 points, 3.9 rebounds, 2.9 assists, and 1.5 steals per game. He even hit a 3-pointer at the buzzer to lead the Patriots to a 51-50 in the Baltimore Catholic League Championship. He earned All-Metro Player of the Year recognition that year. While in his senior year, Quickley was named the MVP of his high school team. He led the team to the Maryland Interscholastic Athletic Association A conference title. And IQ would also be named a McDonald's All-American. After his stellar high school play, several prestigious college programs came asking about Quickley. But in the end, he went to one of the best basketball colleges of all time. However, his college dream would not go as smoothly as he imagined. Number 5. Journey to the NBA. Quickley was the top priority of the Kentucky Wildcats. After debating between Kansas, Kentucky, and Miami, Quickley decided to play for Coach Calipari and become a member of the Wildcats. Like any kid growing up, IQ had always dreamed of playing Division I ball. So far, he has excelled wherever he played, but in college, he got a rude awakening. Out of the 37 games, he only started 7 and played just 18.5 minutes each game. IQ said that the reason for his struggles as a freshman was because he was trying to be perfect. But instead of feeling sorry for himself, Quickley focused on the grind. He aimed to get better and would stay into the gym until 2, 3, or even 4 in the morning. He shot hundreds of jump shots, worked on ball handling, and looked to improve his cardio through sprints. However, the biggest obstacle was the lack of proper minutes. He never knew which days he would actually play and which days he would just sit on the bench and cheer on his teammates. The process was draining and Quickley turned to his safe haven, the gym, to let out his frustration. During the off-season, he concentrated on his weaknesses. He spent more time watching films and focusing on scouting reports. And as the sophomore season was about to start, IQ boldly declared to his fellow teammates, quote, "This year, I'm on a mission. We're gonna win, and I'm going to the NBA. I'm getting drafted." After the regular season, Quickley was named SEC Player of the Year as well as the SEC First Team. After this, he declared for the NBA and would be drafted by one of the toughest organizations to play for. Number 4. NBA Career. Quickley was drafted by the Oklahoma City Thunder with the 25th overall pick in the 2020 NBA Draft and was then traded to the New York Knicks as part of a package. But if you know anything about the Knicks, it's that the players there have to play under a microscope. Everything about your game is scrutinized. Every bad performance is highlighted. However, IQ was used to these types of challenges. In fact, he embraced them. People have questioned his size and his abilities since childhood. But IQ is one of those petty stars that use the hate as fuel. He even has screenshots saved of critics who gave the Knicks a D+ for selecting him in the first round, or who said he wasn't even in the top 40 on most teams' draft boards. One thing that did go in Quickley's favor was that he had vets like former superstar Derrick Rose. Quickley credits Rose for taking him under his wing and showing him how to play properly. Thanks to that, nearly 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 3.5 assists, along with a steal a game off the bench. That year, IQ got a ton of 6th Man of the Year buzz, but he ultimately came second. However, he clearly showed that he belonged in the league, and his scoring flashes got many people curious about how he would perform if he was given lead guard duties. One such team was the Toronto Raptors, who were willing to trade one of the best 3-and-D players, OG Anunoby, for RJ Barrett and Quickley. Since becoming a member of the Raptors, Quickley has quickly established himself as the starting point guard, and many believe him to be the real gem in the trade. But another reason why the Knicks moved on from IQ was that they already had a bunch of money tied up in other players and didn't want to pay Quickley, whose extension was coming to an end. So this means IQ is about to make a whole lot of cash in Toronto. Number 3. NBA Contract. Quickley came into the league on a 4-year, $10.8 million deal. In 2023, the Knicks retained his services for another additional 1-year, $1.6 million. However, Quickley is nearing the end of his contract and will hit restricted free agency. This means that he is about to see a significant pay bump. Looking around the league at other contracts, Quickley could easily make a $135 million deal for 5 years. In fact, that's exactly what he's looking for and will most likely get. So all of those early mornings having to deal with cold water being thrown on his face and losing to his mom in one-on-ones will be worth it after all. But if you thought money would change IQ, you don't really know him. Number 2. Off the court. IQ considers his family to be the most important thing in the world, and they look after him closely. In fact, his mom regularly talks to him about how to take care of his finances, which business deal to avoid, who he can trust, and who is just there to leech off of him. They don't want to see Quickley turn into another statistic about broke athletes. But Quickley doesn't need a whole lot of help in that department. He has always been goal-oriented, and his sights are set on doing big things in the NBA. Quote, "If you're not setting goals, you're just waking up every day and going through the motions. You go to sleep, you wake up, you go to work, you go back home. I feel like every day that I wake up, I am trying to do something to try to be legendary." IQ also has a few unique hobbies. He used to play drums at his church and loved pottery growing up. But when you combine his humble nature with his unique outlook on life, it is easy to see why he has so many followers. On Twitter, he has over 110,000, and on Instagram, he has over 281,000 followers. His gram is full of him showing off his amazing fits, along with a few sponsorship deals. And speaking of endorsements, let's check out his net worth. Number 1, his net worth. Quickley is still on his first NBA deal, so he hasn't collected the generational wealth that awaits him just yet. But still, so far, Quickley has made over $12 million playing in the NBA. Half of that probably going to taxes, unfortunately. Plus, he is still young, so he hasn't figured out the right business ventures or investment opportunities. However, he does have endorsement deals with the likes of Wingstop, Turtle Beach, Boss, and Bloomingdale's. Now that definitely boosts his overall riches. So we would estimate that his net worth is somewhere around that $6 million mark, but hey, as we said earlier, he has his eyes on a $130 million deal, which he should be signing any day now.